Okay, we're going to have John come on again. The audio wasn't on. This is bullshit.
I'm
Between
great.
you and me. I'm okay, John. This is crazy. I'm sorry to get you on again, but I got to get you on again. Listen, tell us about Franz and working with
I know it
Franz
should be fun. I had a I, ah, I recently booked her about 2 years ago,
on the boat
and it was
ride.
such an amazing performance on my boat ride. But we only had 600 people on the boat, so I thought it would make sense to do it again, but in a bigger venue. And the Copacabana has been around for decades, and I thought it would be fun to play there and do something with her again.
Cool. So it's this Friday night at the Copa. You could just look it up online, put, Franz Jolie this Friday night. And
No,
when
I
did you
put it
start?
together about 5 weeks ago. I
5 weeks ago. That was soon.
I was talking to her and I was like, we need to do something again. I'm going to see if there's a room available. And there was. So it worked out for both of us.
Well, now you're getting a room for you
Yeah.
and Franz Jolie. That's something.
Oh, great. Great. Great.
Where?
She's,
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Where can people get tickets, John? Could you tell us? I mean, if they just want tickets, would you go to what link? What link?
at jellybeanbenitezshop.com.
Okay, so
There.
Jellybean Benitez Shop.
Jellybean Benitez shop.com.
Jellybean Benitez Shop.com. Okay. Okay, we got it, I think.
Thank you.
I can only read your lips so much, those big, beautiful lips. Okay, darling. I love you so much.
Oh, okay. Great.
Much love to
Take care.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Take care.
Take care. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you're listening in and you're new. This doesn't happen ever, 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 ever. But it's happening today. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get online Joey Carvello of Mobile Monday. Okay, let's call Joey. Let's dial Joey. Hello. I don't hear it ringing. Yeah, Joey was going to come into the studio. He was really happy to come in, but he found out going home it would be like a 3-hour drive. I don't want to do that to anybody. As long as we got a good interview going on, the Skype interview is fine, and it will be fine. Here's the boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. We should make a little song out of this, too.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Carvello.
How are you, Nicky?
I'm okay. I was thinking when I first said your name the other day, you're not up yet. Is he on?
We don't have him on video yet. Tell him to hit the videos.
You hit the video button, that little button with the video icon.
Okay.
You press the call button, but
Where the heck is it?
you can quickly go to video when you press the video button.
Is that it? Oh, there
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. There you are. Hi, Joey. So, yeah, listen to this. Oh, there's a little bit of a delay. I'm hearing my voice a little bit. Okay. So, this is when I first said your name and heard your name, I couldn't help think about that commercial with Tom Carvello. Do you remember that, Joey? Do you remember those?
Carvel. The whole Carvel thing. I'm from Boston. I'm from New England. The
Right.
Carvel ice cream thing, that didn't happen until later on. I think it was more like a late 60s, 70s thing. Don't remember the Carvel.
Yeah, this guy, he was like 90. He used to come on the TV and he'd go, Hi, this is Tom Carvello, and I want to tell you about the new things, Fudgy the Whale, and
Oh, I don't know. Don't forget, I'm from Boston, so I wasn't in New York to check that out.
right. Well, this is him, Fudgy the Whale. This is Fudgy the Whale, and this is
Right.
Honey the Pumpkin. And they were the same mold, only one was turned upside down and one was turned right side up.
That I do remember. That I remember.
It was the same mold, and we used to laugh about it so much. So, Joey, you've been playing records since 1974. What was the first club you played at?
The first place I worked at was a spot. It was in the Kenmore Club in Kenmore Square in Boston, and it was a little room in the back called Yesterday's. It was a dive bar. It was a nice dive bar. I started there in August 1974.
August 1974. How long were you there for?
I was there in that complex. There were 3 clubs in that complex. There was Lucifer's, which was live bands, like the Tramps, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, the Happenings, Frankie
They
Valli.
had Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes
Yeah,
and
that
Frankie
was
Valli
right.
at that venue that you were in the complex for?
I worked the complex for, yeah.
Wow.
And downstairs was a rock and roll bar, Aerosmith, Boston.
I hear the Boston in you, Joey. Bah.
Yeah.
Got to the bar and
They had a little disco in the back called Yesterday's.
Yesterday's life was such an easy game to play. So was that the Yesterday's? And it's still, that name is like, nothing is yesterday. Everything is right now. So anyway, I just want to briefly go over, you won the disco award. Now, you have to understand, people, something in the 70s happened. Records started to sell like crazy, especially dance music. And it was selling without any airplay. Was that true, too, in Boston as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were, a case in point, I can pick right off the bat. I mean, let's go with Vicky Sue Robertson, Turn the Beat Around. I mean, that record, Fly Robin Fly, that record was selling from the clubs before radio hit it. I mean,
Fly Robin Fly was a big one. That was Savannah in the club for months, and it was.
Savannah Band was selling albums because of playing the clubs, and it crossed over. Remember the clubs? They've been crossed over. RCA. I mean, but I'll tell you something. Of all the labels, Midland and RCA, they were kind of ahead of their time because the people that worked there, like Eddie O and
Tony Gio.
Yeah, Eddie O'Loughlin at Midland, they had the visions. They saw the impact that clubs could have on getting records played at radio. And they came very early. They were very aggressive. So, especially in Boston. Boston was a big RCA town.
Yeah, there was a group of promoters here in New York. One was Billy Smith, and Billy showed Ray Caviano the ropes. Ray Caviano later opened his own label called RFC at Warner Brothers Records, a subsidiary of Warner Brothers Records. As a matter of fact, there was a big article in, I think, at the Post or something. It was a $12 million man. Was that it?
Yeah, well, it was fun. Well, I was the East Coast director of promotion for RFC.
For RFC Records. I read that in the bio.
I was responsible from Atlanta all the way up to Boston, but not New York. That was Bobby Shaw. Bobby Shaw owned New York.
Bobby Shaw still owns New York, right?
Oh, he's the mayor. I mean, he should run. If everybody should run for mayor, Bobby Shaw should run for mayor.
I'm gonna have Bobby Shaw on the. I gotta have Bobby Shaw on this on the show.
That's how I worked at that RFC label. That was a lot of fun. Casablanca they were Hollywood.
Wait. Hold it. Let's stay with RFC for a minute. So you worked out of Boston for RFC?
Yes.
Okay, so RFC was owned by Ray Caviano, and since you worked out of Boston, did you see Ray a lot or deal with him a lot?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, Ray came to Boston a lot when he was at TK.
Right.
Ray was our favorite. He was our favorite promotion guy up in Boston. I mean, we loved Ray. I mean, Ray was up there a lot. worked the straight clubs, worked the gay clubs, worked the black clubs, worked all the clubs, got along with everybody, had great records. It's always good to have great records. And he had given me a heads up in 1979. He said, I have something going on. I'd like for you to be involved. And I was saying, okay, let's go. And I always wanted to be like Ray. If I said I wanted to get
Ray was, like I said, brought around by Billy Smith. Mm-hmm. And Billy Smith showed Ray the ropes in New York. And that's when he was with TK. As you said, he was with TK Records first. And, I mean, some of the hits that he had, Do What You Want to Do, right? Wasn't that?
Oh, yeah.
One of his hits.
Voyage,
yes. Voyage, a big, big record. So Ray would bring those records around to us, and he was your favorite promotion man because he always came with a bag of records and was able to give you free records. And back then, DJs didn't get free records very easily.
That was quite a treat, you know? And Ray was smart. He'd bring test pressings, and he'd write a little something on the cover to Joey Carvello from Ray Caviano. Thanks for your support, you know. And,
so and a DJ loved the test pressing because it meant that you had the record before anyone when you had a test pressing. Test pressing, first they make like 21 test pressings. It depends what label it is and what you want to do, but they usually make about 20 test pressings to take to different places to hear how it sounds before you finalize the mix and the master of the record. So for a DJ to have a test pressing, that means you got it before it came out, and not many people have it, maybe 20. So it was like gold to us. It was so much fun to get a test pressing. So when a record promotion guy came with test pressings, it was like red carpet. Come on. You know, we really treated them well, right?
Absolutely. Raymond always got the shot. I mean, there were other guys too. You know, there were other guys, like I said, you know, Billy Smith was one of those guys, you know.
Billy Smith was, for us, the first. Billy came around with the record. Well, Billy came around and introduced himself, and I think it was Stoned Out of My Mind by the Shy Lights. He was handing out.
Well, I never leave home without it.
And we went to his office on 11th Avenue. Dave, a friend of mine, I'm going to give you a little DJ test in a little while, but a friend DJ of mine and myself, and we went to his office and we saw a bunch of records on the floor, and we saw Love Unlimited with the three girls and my friend said, look at those girls, look at those wigs, those big afro wigs. I want one of those. And Billy said, we're throwing those records out. They're done. That's what he said. And then my friend said, come on, give us a few to put on the wall. And we went home. It was Love's Theme. And we started playing it. I think it went to 110 on the charts without any radio play because of sales.
That was a great album. That was an amazing album.
4 hits: Under the Influence of Love, It Must Be Raining Outside, but in my heart it's spring. Yeah, I loved that album. It was a great album. So you met Ray, and did you like keep in touch? Did you call?
I was a Billboard reporter. I was a Billboard reporter in Boston. And at that point, the Billboard reporters were weighted 6 points. You had a certain weight. You'd have a heavier. You had your and I worked at those clubs. So Ray took full advantage and tapped in and
Okay, hand me that phone, please. 1 second. I have to do things. It's my house. Hey, Craig, come on up. That's my co-host, Craig Stagg. He's on his way up. Miley, you gotta please. I'm on the air. Not too much barking, please. So Joey, you had Billy coming up there. You had Ray coming up there, and then your name.
Mark Paul Simon. We had
Mark Paul
West Coast,
Simon.
East
He's
Coast,
the one
everybody
who.
coming to
You
Boston.
remember that story I told you about? I Feel Love. This guy brought me a test pressing, and then he took it back. That's Mark Paul Simon. He was the head of promotions for Casablanca Records, and he brought me "I Feel Love" on a test pressing, and then he took it back. Ooh, that was a mistake. I didn't let him into the club for a month or two.
That was the difference between Casablanca and RFC. We were grimy. We were street.
Yes. Yes, you knew where your bread was buttered, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, RC Records was the label that Ray opened. Now, he was a promotion man, and he was so good at promotions. You see, it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter what your job is, because whatever job it is, if you're really good at it and you really excel, you usually do very, very well. Okay. I'm the only one who can silence that dog, it seems. My roommate practically is attached at the hip with that dog, but he can't silence her. Craig, how about that comfortable chair? Everybody knows Craig Stagg. I don't know if you heard the opening jingle, Joey, but Craig Stagg is the singer on the jingle, and he's also my man behind the scenes who does gospel. He's a great singer, Joey.
What's up, yo? What's up, world? Nicky, how you doing, man?
I'm okay,
Fabby,
man.
How you doing, baby?
I'm sorry, Joey. He comes in late because he's got another job. This is Joey Carvello. Joey
Carvello.
Yeah, he is a major DJ in the 70s, and now he's got a little party called Mobile Mondays, and that party has been running 9 years.
Ooh.
9 years.
All right,
And
very impressive.
I'm not talking about a party that has once a month, or some parties are every 3 months, like Native New Yorker. Lucky if I'm going to do 2 this year. He does it every Monday night.
And I do it with 5 other DJs. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, we have.
Right. But Joey,
Misbehavior.
I got to tell you,
On a Monday, too? I got to do one of these Mondays. I got to do it.
you got to go.
I gotta
It's
go.
really good.
Yeah.
Joey,
It's all 45s. 45s only.
Nice.
Yeah.
45s only.
it's really unique in that
With
it's
the
just
snap, crackle,
45.
and pop, the
Yeah,
snap, crackle, pop.
you have to be on your toes with 45s because they end in 3 minutes. You know,
There's no intro. But you did pretty good. Nicky, you did it. You came back. You played
yeah, back in
45s.
the days I
Killed it.
did it, and I came in and I did it there, but it's hard because you got to be tossing those 45s.
Yeah,
I remember one of my first interviews, the guy said he was tossing those 45s like frisbees onto the turntable. Little frisbees. But we created our own breaks. We created our own songs with these 45s because there would be a vocal and an instrumental. But anyway, we're right in the middle of a conversation, so join in where you can. Joey, I heard you play at Mobile Mondays, and I got to say, of all the DJs, Joey is a great DJ. He really is. You really are, man. And that's from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I
appreciate that.
I
Thank you.
would not say it, trust me, if it wasn't true.
Thank you.
So you started to work with Ray Caviano at his label. I just want wait. I want to go back just a little bit because the Disco Awards. Billboard magazine saw that this craze was making millions of dollars, and they wanted to capitalize on it. So they created a brand new chart called. Originally, it was called the Disco Chart, right, Joey?
Yep. Disco, and well, it was first with Record Rule, but Disco Files, and then it was called the Billboard Disco Charts.
Okay, so the Billboard Disco Charts started, and Joey said he was one of the reporting DJs. So was I for a long time, but then I got tired. One morning they called me. They would call you every what morning?
Oh, yeah.
I
I get calls all day, all night long. There was no, I had no set time. They just always called.
Okay, so Billboard would call, we need your top 10 list. And I'd be sleeping after I played for the night. And I'd say, call me back later and hang up. Well, they got enough of that for 2 or 3 months. And they said, you know, Nicky, maybe you shouldn't be a reporter. I said, I don't care. What does it mean? You know, but it was a big deal because you got free records in the mail. And not only did you get free records, but they sent it to you in the mail. You didn't have to go anywhere to pick them up. And that was like gold to DJs in 74 and 75 because all DJs weren't getting free product yet. It was really hard. So Billboard starts this big, like, it sort of was like the Winter Music Conference. It was a conference, and it was called.
At the Hilton.
Yes, it was at the Hilton Hotel in Manhattan, and it was. Where's the feedback coming from? Oh, okay. We're getting a little feedback. Okay, so it was at the Hilton Hotel, and it was called the Billboard Disco Awards. Was it called?
Yes.
Yes, the Billboard Disco Awards, and I remember being on the dais for one of the awards, one of the conferences, one of the speaking things, and believe it or not, I was just up in Ray Caviano's suite, using his bathroom to get blitzed out of my mind and shoot heroin. Being totally honest now, I don't do it anymore. Haven't done it since since I was 28 years old. So anyway, we did heroin in his bathroom, left it a bloody mess. Wow. I'm not proud of this, but it's true. And went downstairs to be on the panel for one of the panel discussions on DJs. And I'm 8th on the panel. At the end, they start at the other end, and they come down the panel, and they're asking the same question, Joey. The same question to every DJ. And as they're coming to the middle, I'm like, my head is going down, and it's hitting the table, and I'm in a full nod, and I hear, Nicky, what do you think? And I open my eyes, I look up, and I go, I agree, with all the bravado I could summon at the moment. And the room goes wild, standing ovation. It was the highlight of the conference. People were coming up to me all week long going, I agree, I agree. It was so much fun.
Wow. Those conferences were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of partying going on.
A lot of partying.
Being a Billboard reporter and a disco DJ. And they took care of you. Everybody had cocaine all day long, all night long. Whatever you wanted, the labels were taking care of us big time. A lot of fun.
Okay, well, not so much in New York as that, you know, and not as much in New York. I don't remember
Boston,
ever getting.
It was really, John Luongo.
Wow.
Luongo ran that market, and I was his guy, and it was just an amazing time. A lot of fun.
I know they really helped DJs out in a lot of different ways. I know there was a lot of stuff going on, and you know what? They didn't care because that little bit of cocaine or that little drink they bought a DJ got them play, and they used to pay a lot more than that to get on the radio because there was this thing called payola, and it would cost them not only one radio station, but across the country. They would have to hit every radio station and deliver $200, $300, $500 per DJ with the cocaine across the country to get a hit. So when it came to the club DJs and they're making hits from buying us a drink, they were happy, right, Joey?
Absolutely.
And in 19 what, you won the DJ of the Year award, Boston.
1978.
So in 1978, Joey wins DJ of the Year.
Man. That was peak.
So what was that like? I mean, when you got up and...
It was pretty amazing. I mean, because, the year before, John Luongo had won it in Boston. And Jimmy Stewart had just left Boston to come to New York, and I thought that
Jimmy
was
Stewart was a very famous DJ who died in a fire.
He was the greatest DJ.
Tragic.
For that time, he was doing stuff nobody else was doing. He was insane. But I thought, when Jimmy moved to New York, that left an opening for me to get the award in 1978 in Boston, which I did. And one of the good parts about it was that Donna Summer gave it to me, and Donna was from Boston, and I knew Donna, and her husband Bruce Sedano, who I was friends with, he was on the dais. So it was really like a homecoming type of thing when I got that award, because that was Boston in the house. Yeah, it was really, really exciting.
So did you know Donna before or right when she?
I knew Donna before. Donna was from Boston, and her name Donna Gaines, and I had met her in 1976 when she came home after she made love
from Berlin.
Yep, she came to the club, and I had known Bruce already. Bruce and I had already known Bruce through Brooklyn Dreams.
Right. Okay. So her husband was part of the group Brooklyn Dreams, which had a really nice record, music, harmony, and rhythm. I love that record.
And Street Dance was great too. But music, forget about it. That was just amazing. Right?
Amazing. Brooklyn Dreams had a couple of really good records. He was a white guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Italian.
But one of the Hudson brothers also was involved with Brooklyn Dreams or married to?
It was Bean Esposito, Bruce Sedano, and I forget the third guy. All the time.
We'll Google it. So you knew Donna ahead of time.
I knew Donna, and I stayed close with Donna over the years.
Yeah, it's so sad that she's gone. I mean,
I got to work with her. I got to work with her at Atlantic on her last album on Atlantic. And we were going to. I had, in 2000 and let me see now. This had to be 2006, 2005 or 6. I actually had I had a brunch with Donna at the Ritz with Bruce, and we were talking about doing something again together and maybe getting back with Giorgio and then kind of lost touch with her, and then of course we know what happened.
Right.
What songs did you work with her on, Joey?
This Time I Know It's For Real.
Okay.
Was that the album with State of Independence by any chance, or that was State of Independence was before?
I was only involved with the single on that one.
Okay.
I forget the name of the album that This Time I Know It's For Real came off of.
Okay.
It wasn't State of Independence. It was the one that was following that, and I just worked with her on the single.
And what was the other slower kind of rhythmy record that was very popular for her in the later years? State of Independence, and there's another one. I forget the name of it, but it's a great record too. So, and out there, you guys probably know the name of it. Are they?
Yeah. Somebody help us out over here.
Yeah. Are they chiming in with the other Donna Summer? Late. We're talking about slow, danceable record that Donna did. So then, in 1978, you get the Billboard Awards. Let me ask you this: did you get a bump in pay?
Excuse me? Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes, I did. I actually got up to, when I first started, in 1974, I was getting $15 a night.
15.
In 1978, I started getting like 100, 125 a night, and that was good in 1978. That was almost like big money.
Joey,
for private parties, I got more money for private parties.
Joey, I'm so glad you said this because, I tell people I started at 15 a night in 1971 at the Round Table, and they look at me like I'm crazy. Let me shut off the ringer on this phone. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry this is ringing during your time. Okay, so we're you win the Billboard Award and you get a bump in pay. And what year? Well, this is a few years. Then Ray Caviano, who's
1979. Ray came and got me the next year.
So Ray Caviano, who's that promotion man from TK, Warner Brothers offers him $12 million. Was it?
He got $3 million a year for 4 years.
Okay, so it was the 12
Yeah,
million.
yeah.
I remember the headline, the $12 million man, Ray Caviano.
Nice.
And he was signed to Warner Brothers to start a label which he called RFC Records.
And it was the last major label to start a dance department. Warner's was the last.
Warner's was the last major label to start a dance department. And so what was the first record you worked on promotion for him with?
It was I think it was either it was Dancer. Gino Socio was the very first one.
Okay, so that was before
What else?
Change.
Yeah, right after that, Change. Love Is Holiday. And we had Prince. I Want to Be a Lover. When You Wake Up Tomorrow, Kansas State.
Nice.
We had Ashford and Simpson. You know, we had Love Deluxe. Here Comes That Sound. Janice McClain, smack dab in the middle. What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. We had hit. Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart. We had hit.
Yeah.
Hit
Hot
after
stuff.
hit after hit after hit. We didn't stop. It was crazy. We were top of the charts all the time. I mean, Dancer was #1 for 9 weeks. That's pretty
9
insane.
weeks. Wait. 9 weeks on what chart?
Dance charts.
Oh, okay. So in Billboard magazine, there are different charts. There's well, they used to have a 45 chart, but they don't anymore. It's just the record chart, which is the song itself, what song is #1, and that goes by two things: sales and what did it go by? Sales and requests?
Airplay.
Airplay. Thank you. Sorry.
Right now, but, you know, it's not even sales, it's streaming. It's all about streaming.
No. Back then, I'm talking about.
Back then,
Yeah.
it was
Sales
slow. There were
and-
two charts. There were two charts. There was one sales chart and there was an airplay chart.
in
and then
the
there was
disco column, but not on the major hit column.
Maybe not the majors,
The
on the
number
major
one
ones.
record was decided with sales and airplay together.
They had, and that was called the Hot 100. The Hot
Right,
100
exactly.
combined sales and airplay, and that's what you got on the Hot 100.
Right. So 10 weeks on the dance charts is great. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something. Honestly, those dance charts could be rigged. And how they were rigged is that they would call all the reporting DJs like Joey and myself for a brief time. No, actually, I was on for like 2 years. Anyway, they would call us and they would say, please, can you report our record at #1? I'll send you a few copies of what do you need? And we would do it often. But what Joey just said, 11 weeks at #1, that's a different story. That's a real hit. That's a real hit. That's a concrete real hit.
Love Is Holiday, we had that for 7 or 8 weeks, #1. Love Is Holiday and Searching. That was real.
Yeah,
we had real records.
That's real.
We didn't have that many of those, you say, Smoke and Mirror chart toppers. We didn't have any of those. Our records, Ray had tremendous ears as an A&R guy.
He did.
He did. Great records.
Yeah, he did. He had ears on him.
Ray. Oh, wow, he was fantastic. He still is. He still got great ears.
Can we have a picture of Ray Caviano up there? Let's see a picture of Ray Caviano. Oh, that's a picture of me. Oh, there's Ray. Can you see him, Joey?
Hold on. I'm going to get you up here. Hold on one second.
Okay. On the phone it comes up?
Yeah, there he is. That's Raymond. There he is.
Okay. So let's go back to Joey. Good looking guy. Oh my God. When he brought us.
Ray was handsome. Very, very collegiate.
Oh my God. And the
That's why he did
biggest
so well in
dick in the business.
He's very collegiate.
Just gloss right over that comment. Okay. How do I know? Okay. We won't get into it. Okay. Ray, feel better, by the way. I love you. I really do care for you, Ray. You're a great soul, and you've been through a lot. Oh, my God, has Ray been through a lot. like in the 70s, drugs got the best of him, like a lot of people in the 70s.
Yeah, but he went up, he went down. He's come back around. He's
No, he's fine now. I'm not talking
he's
about
fine
now.
now. And it was we had a big coming out party, a comeback party for him at Mobile Mondays. Well, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago.
I remember it.
And the world came, everybody came out for it. He was so thrilled, and hey, listen, we all fuck up, and and
Yeah,
good
and
man.
we deserve a second chance. I'm not saying that.
Absolutely. How many times? Listen, I don't want to get into me.
I believe in redemption. I'm one of them.
So I've been up and down. I've been very, very lucky though.
I'll never forget when I was in recovery. I had just got in recovery. I think I was in maybe a year or two, and I saw Larry Levan on Carmine Street at Vinyl Mania, and he came in to listen to records, and he was dirty, and garage had already closed, and his clothes were dirty. I felt so bad for him, and I said, Larry, come on, let's go to a meeting. Come with me to a meeting. It's like you get sober. It feels so good. And he said to me, who the fuck wants to get sober? I want to go cop, and I'm going right now. You want to come with me? So I had to distance myself for a while. I felt so bad. I really did. I launched this guy's career. It was like my brother using,
Well, Nicky, we're glad that you are still around.
Yeah, man.
We need to have
Thanks.
guys like you still around.
Oh, yeah.
Preserves the culture.
It is a culture.
When up in Boston, we looked at you guys. It was like, who's this guy? Nicky Siano and Joey Palmentieri.
Yeah.
And David Mancuso and John Addison and this Roy Dode. Who are these guys?
Okay, so that brings us to our little quiz, Joey.
Okay.
Get your phone ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy, I hope I recognize. Don't forget, I'm from
Okay.
Boston, but I know
These
most of
are
the fellas.
DJs from the past. MC. Let's show. Okay, yeah. So this guy here in the
That's
front.
Nick Fabiano.
Who is that in the front? The front of the picture with the sunglasses.
That looks like-
Okay, show the next picture of that same
you.
person, and that next picture is PRN. See him in the front. In the front.
Right there.
Who is that?
I have no idea who that looks like. You. That's a big.
That is Michael Capella.
Oh my God! I didn't know Michael Capella, but I know the name.
Okay,
Keep on going.
let's try another one. Okay, so let's try a famous DJ from. Oh, not that one.
I got a delay, I think.
Yeah, you have a little bit of a delay. Do you see what we're looking at now? This is my dog, Penny. Okay, so let's. Do you see it?
Yes, I do. It's a
Okay.
dog. I got one under my desk right now.
Okay, yeah, me too. Who's this DJ now? Now, this is a real famous
There's
DJ.
a bit of delay, so.
Okay. Yeah, you should. He was from some very famous clubs.
Oh, that's Richie Kazor.
Ah, very good. Richie Kazor was
He
the.
flipped over. I Will Survive. The
Yeah.
Substitute was the single. He flipped it over to play I Will Survive.
Okay,
That's
do you
the
hear?
story that we got.
Okay, so Joey just said that I'm just going to repeat it because I want them to know this. He got a record from Gloria Gaynor. She came by and gave him a record called Substitute. And he looked at it and played it in the headphones. And he said, Gloria, I'm sorry. I got to take it home and listen to it. And he wouldn't play it that night. But he turned it over and he found a little record called I Will Survive. And
That's how it happened.
he started playing that record and it became a phenomenon. And that is Richie Kazar, the DJ of Studio 54. If anyone was the DJ from Studio 54, Richie Kazar was the DJ. Richie and I were hired the same day before studio opened. I would play during the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and he would play Friday and Saturday until I got fired about 5 months later, and then Richie played the whole week. So anytime you went to the studio, Richie was up there doing his drugs and playing his records, and he was one of the greatest persons to beat match. He could beat match anything. Right, Joey?
No, he was pretty good. He was really good.
He was really good.
You had to be really good to play where he played, you know?
Joey, come back on to Joey. Joey, when wait a second. Joey, when you were playing, okay,
Yes.
you're back on. When you were playing, what did you do with the varying tempos when you were beat matching? How did you?
When I played, those first 2 years, we didn't have variable speeds. You know that. It was 33 and 45. So
Okay.
you had to be very, very creative to move from tempo to tempo. I mean, you could push so much, but quick cutting was part of. You had to be able to quick cut a bit too to be able to be successful back then.
So quick cutting is like this song is ending, and then you hear another
Yeah.
song, and the other song just goes away. So you would quick cut on the beat,
Yeah.
and you would just let the next record come in.
Match those tempos.
Right.
You know? But,
So
it wasn't easy. But don't forget the thing back then, Nicky, we were playing records that were 3 years old because we weren't being in 74, 75. We weren't getting service of the record. We didn't start getting service of the record until 75. They didn't start making records for disco until 75, 76.
Right.
It was all R&B and soul back then.
Yeah.
So I'll always love my mama. I played that for 3 years.
Yeah.
That record came out in 72. It was still hot in 74. So you
Okay.
knew your records. So it was like really,
you knew them inside out, and they were
so there were sets. And
Yeah.
when something new came in, you had to figure out a way to move it in. And I'm going to tell you, this happened to me. I can't remember any record that I ever played for the first time that didn't empty the dance floor. Because they were so used to hearing those same 30 or 40 records, and all of a sudden, we had to re-educate our audience. You're not going to hear Always My Mama anymore. You're going to hear
yeah.
something else.
And
So-
that's what it was about. We were like the radio stations
Yes.
of the 70s. We
Yeah,
got a
Pablo's
new
fingers
record,
in your
and you
heads.
you
Yeah.
really believed in it. Yeah, the night I got Love Hangover, I swear I played it 10 times. He
Love to Love You,
played.
Baby by Donna Summer, Love to Love You, Baby. Took us 4 to 5 months to get that record up and running. We never gave up because the tempo was so, in Boston, the tempo was so different on that record.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we also got that very early up in Boston because Donna was from Boston.
Oh.
So we had very early, but it took a long time. If you look at the charts when it came out and when it went number one, it was almost 4 months before the day it came out and it went
Yeah.
number one.
I didn't have when my first copy of Love to Love You Baby was on a different label. It wasn't on Casablanca yet.
No, it was
What
on.
it?
I'll tell you the name of the label. Hold on. Was it Casablanca? It was. Oh my God, I could see it right now. Oh my God, it was beige and green.
Beige and green. I remember the colors. I just don't remember the label.
Oh my
But
God.
it was on. It was an import, right?
Yes, it was an import.
Right, because
Germany.
it was from Germany back then. Listen, Joey, I got to tell you a little story. In 1976, I get a phone call, and it must have been, I don't know how early they were up on the West Coast. I must have been sleeping late because it was like 1 or 1:30 in the afternoon. They must have been up at 10 in the morning. And Mark Paul Simon is on the phone. And he says, Nicky, I have a friend here who wants to talk to you. Hi, Nicky, this is Donna.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Donna Summer? Yes, it's Donna. Hi. Nicky, I have something to ask you. Oh, Donna, I love your records. But, Nicky, I have something to ask you. Yeah? She said, could you tell people I'm not a drag queen? Because people are...
Wow, that's great.
Swear to God.
I hear you.
My
I was
hand to God.
Christine W. When Christine W. first came out, people thought she was a drag queen.
And she said, would you tell people I'm not a drag queen, please? I said, of course, Donna. But, no
Oasis Records.
No
It was
publicity is
Oasis.
bad publicity, Donna. I told her, no publicity is bad publicity. And then Mark, who took away I Feel Love from me, came back on the phone. So just to get his goat, I said, she is a drag queen, right? Just to bother him.
Nicky, the label was Oasis Records.
Absolutely. I remember it. Oasis. Absolutely 100%.
So,
So is there anyone asking a good question on there? No good questions. Okay, Joey. So let's go on to the next DJ. Could we see in Daytona, the picture in Daytona? No, not that DJ. We already know that DJ. Do you recognize this DJ?
we're gonna have a little bit of a delay, so hang on.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see now. Gotta zoom. Nope. Let me see now.
Okay.
Oh, I can't see.
And then you got him with the funny hat. Put the funny hat on.
Yeah, I can't see his face. I can only see.
Okay, so put on. How about that face much closer? And he's smoking a cigarette. You know, he was having his hair done. You know, when you have your hair done, you have to. Us girls go through so much.
Oh, that's Tom Moulton.
No, sorry. On the DJ quiz.
Come on.
That's
Quiz.
David Rodriguez.
Oh, see, I don't know him.
I know.
don't
I know. I was giving you hard ones.
That's okay. No, I'm not gonna know them all.
Okay, I got
figured
one
it was
more.
the cigarette. I think it was the Marlboro Man because of the cigarette.
I got one more. Okay. End amp. That is the end of the. It says someone and amp. Okay. Now, one of those persons in this photograph you have to recognize.
Okay.
But there's
Wow.
two people
Delay.
in this photograph. Yeah, that's why I'm filling in, honey. There's two people in this photograph. So I want you.
What's his name there? Oh my God.
What's his name there? Oh my God.
Oh
What
my
about
God.
on the left?
I can't see on the left because I've got something. Looks like is that like now without seeing the eyes. I can't see his eyes. I got some sort of icon.
We're gonna try something else.
Hold on. We're going to try something else. We're going to send it to you a
What's that on the
different
right?
way.
That's a Rick.
Amber Lane.
Don't know. It's okay. I'm from Boston.
Yeah, I know, but I
don't know
thought
who that
maybe
is.
you would know. That's a guy called Steve D'Acquisto.
Oh my God. Well, I know the name.
And he was David's best friend and a very popular DJ in 69, 70, and 71.
Oh, wow.
He was huge. But
You see, the only guys I know from back in that time, only names I knew were you and David, Tom and Terry, Addison, Tom Moulton, Tony Smith. I knew that name.
yeah, Tony. Yeah.
Lloyd Dode, Gianotis,
Yeah, I gave you hard
Billy
ones.
Burgess.
I really gave you hard ones. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bust your
You don't
balls,
get
but
paid
I
for
did mean to bust your balls.
We don't get paid for the easy ones.
Right. That's what I say all the time. We don't get paid for the gig. We just get paid for the airplane ride. And sometimes it's too long. Yeah. So then, wait a minute. So then you wind up with doing all records with Ray Carvello. Now, we haven't ended there because this gets even better. Could you imagine? His career explodes even more because he becomes what was your title at Atlantic? You were the CEO.
No, I became Atlantic. I went to Atlantic two different times. But the time you're talking about, 89 to 93.
Right.
I moved to LA in 86. And from what people tell me, I had a good time. Doug Morris called me in 89, asked me to come to run the dance music department for Atlantic Records.
I remember Doug Morris very, very well. Do you remember Larry Yazgar?
He was the CEO of Atlantic at the time. And
who?
Doug Morris.
Okay. Do you remember Larry Yazgar at
Yes,
Atlantic?
I do. Larry, yes, I do. Larry, I worked as an independent for Larry. Larry and I were still are good friends. We were very, very good friends.
Larry was my guy. When I went up there, he gave me records all the time. He said,
Yeah.
Nicky, come with me. He was great. And so was Doug.
That place
Doug was great.
crazy. That was a crazy place to work. But I had a great run. 1989, I hit the ground. Doug Morris said, you have to do two things for me. You could do whatever you want to do, spend all the money you want. He said two things. You get the people in the corner, that meant the promotion department. You sign some records that don't have guitars in them, that are dance, and get them played at radio and force them to work them, and help Sylvia Roan, who ran the urban department. And they did.
And then
You
had a monster record. I think one of the biggest club house records ever. You're going to put it up in this Robin S. record. Show Me Love. Wow. I mean, Show Me Love was the kind of record, is the kind of record that you can play in any city in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And it will fill the dance floor. I play this wherever I go, and people know it. That's
Atlantic didn't want to sign it. Big B didn't want to sign it. I forced them to do that. But it was if you go to YouTube, he has 17 million views on YouTube, and that is by far the next house record that's close to that was finally by CeCe Peniston with 7 million.
Yeah,
we were top 10 pop, top 5 urban, #1 dance, #1 sales. We sold 13 million worldwide.
Wow,
that was a big record.
13 million. That's platinum. That's triple. That's 13 platinums.
That's diamond plus 3.
Diamond plus 3.
yeah.
That's a hit. That's a hit. 13 million. And she still performs around the world, Robin.
Yeah, she just did my 65th birthday party. She came and I do a series at Mobile Mondays called Back Together Again, where I bring back artists I signed and worked with. And I did, this past year, I did Louis Vega. And the year before, I had Robin S. And
you signed Louis?
I signed Louis Vega and Mark Anthony.
Wow.
I'm the guy who gave Masters and Work their break. So that was my album. Right on the Rhythm was my record.
Mark.
And I signed Jelly Bean, too. What's It Gonna Be by Jelly Bean? Jelly Bean was one of my artists. I signed Johnny Dynell. I made a record with Johnny Dynell. I signed the Bingo Boys, How to Dance, Clubhouse, Deep in My Heart. I had a lot of big records.
That is a lot of big records. I mean, when you sign Louis Vega and you sign Mark Anthony. Now, Mark Anthony, you're talking about Jennifer Lopez's ex?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I signed him in 1993.
Wow.
That's crazy.
1993. I knew that he was going to be a huge star.
My God. And when
saw
that
his long locks when he was coming through, when he was coming straight out of Spanish Harlem.
Yo, Mark Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh my
Mark Anthony had the longest locks back in the day.
Yeah, real long hair. He didn't speak. He didn't talk the first 2 times I met him, and I come to find out he was a stutterer. He stuttered.
Oh.
And once he became, and he made a movie called The Big Night, and he played a waiter in the movie. And this was like 1994, and it was a non-speaking part. He was fantastic, but once he became successful, he overcame the stuttering.
Fantastic story.
Yes, that's beautiful.
I
I mean, all people. I think that a lot of stutterers do not stutter when they sing.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't have that problem at all. He was and he didn't private with his family, with his friends. But when he got in a situation with a record executive, a label, his career, the whole bit,
stress.
Very nervous. But he overcame it, obviously. And I got to tell you, Nicky, I got to go in the studio with Tito Puente, Eddie Palmieri, Gato Barbieri, Celia Cruz. I mean, Louis pulled out all. I gave Louis $250,000 to make that album. We got all live players. It was I had a lot of hits, a lot of bigger records, but my favorite project was working with Louis and Mark and Kenny Dope and Todd Terry and all the other people that were involved.
So that was Mark's first album, or
that was his first Anglo record. It was his first #1 record. It was Louis' first #1 record. It was Kenny's first #1 record. It was Todd's first #1 record.
And
Rhythm.
Ride to the Rhythm. Right?
Pretty amazing.
Wow. What a career, Joey. I mean,
I had a lot of fun.
do you go to sleep at night on dollar bills?
I never. I made a transition to hip hop after that, which was pretty interesting. But my favorite time, '89 to '93 at Atlantic, we had a blast. We had a great time.
So give me some of your hip hop hits.
I worked with Snoop, Lay Low. I'm Open Up Snoop on the East Coast. Back That Ass Up by Ice Cube. And at TVT, I was Pitbull, Little John, and the Yin Yang Twins. All three of those acts were mine.
I got to say something. Out of rappers,
that's huge.
Yeah, out of rappers, I love Snoop's first couple of albums.
A lot of fun.
He's
a disco head. By the way, he's a disco freak.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we hit it off. When he found out I was a disco DJ, him and his mom used to drink 40s, and his mom would play Willie Hutch. He played Eugene Record, the Shy Lights, the Whispers, and play all those old soul disco records. And that's how he has his. So he said, I got my soul from my mom, and she got it from disco. Wow. And that's how him and I really became friends, and we became friends. And he did a lot of stuff for me that he otherwise wouldn't have done for somebody with my profile.
Wow.
We had a tremendous run together. Tremendous.
Yeah, I was playing for a Red Bull event, or no, not Red Bull.
Red Bull has them, those events.
Yeah, no, this wasn't a Red Bull. This was a TV, some boiler shit, some website.
Boiler roll.
Oh, is that the name of it? Well, anyway.
I've done that too.
Yeah. Well, I was doing some boiler shit party in L.A., and Snoop came in on a... What do they call those roller skating platforms? That hoverboards.
Hoverboard, yeah.
He was on a hoverboard. It was the first time I saw a hoverboard. And I was playing What Can I Do For You by LaBelle. And he was going crazy, hoverboarding around the DJ booth, looking at me with the hoverboard. And I was going, what the fuck is that he's on? I mean, I know it's Snoop, but what is that he's floating around on?
That's crazy. Wow.
I mean, I've never seen a hoverboard before. It was the first one.
He must have loved your music. He must have loved you because he loves that music.
He hung out for a while. And
he loved that 70s stuff.
You know what happens in a case like that? People started mobbing him and coming around. And he wanted to, it was a roller skating thing. It was a roller skating rink. Oh, okay. And he wanted to move around and really play on the hoverboard. And he couldn't after a while because people just like crowded him. And the bodyguards were pushing him away, but he couldn't, hover around the track because they were mobbing him too much. So he left. Yeah, he seems like
very nice.
I always get a really good vibe from him every time I see him and hear him.
He's a good guy. You talk about crossing over. I mean, one year he's up for murder. The next year he's on Sesame Street. That's crossing over.
That's crossing over.
Guys, quick question. We got a question coming in. Marcellus asks, well, first I'll just read the whole comment. No doubt that in USA and NYC in particular played a huge role in unleashing the disco phenomenon on the world. But what are your thoughts about disco actually being a European invention?
I think that, discotheque means, it means record library in French. So I guess the term, maybe first places where they had two, I don't know if it was the first places they have two turntables. I know that I was playing records at Hops in the 60s. In my neighborhood, I was playing records at the Holly Gully Hall.
65 is the first.
Two turntables, I don't know where that started first. First time I saw two turntables, when I was in the Army in Huntsville, Alabama in 1971. I saw a guy with two turntables, no mixer. He was just going from one turntable to the next, playing the records once it started to fade, which I found really, really interesting.
We did a show with Alex Rosner, who is a very famous. You were here for the Alex interview, And 1965, he built the first sound system at the World's Fair. And then in 66 or 67, he joined someone, I forgot the name, Mr. Chin, was it? Who owned Ginza in New York City. And we used to call it the Gay Ginza, but this is 1967. Now, Euro disco played a big part in the dance music scene, but as far as being the first to ride that wave, I think not New York in general, but I think this whole sound came out of an R&B funk sound.
Absolutely.
James
Absolutely.
Brown, first of all, first and foremost, the dance music. I gotta say, James was putting out dance music before anyone, and maybe it's Elvis a little bit. And then you got R&B from Philly International, which became worldwide, like Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and
The Tramp, yeah, the Tramp.
the
well,
Tramps,
Tramp,
the Love I
greats.
Lost. So
Yeah.
was it a Euro invention? I don't really think so. And some of those Euro,
It was soul dance. It was urban. We were playing R&B records.
right?
I mean, that's what I mean. The lifestyle came before the genre of music. I think the genre of music that was made specifically with the clubs in mind was 75, 76. When Sal Soul came around, it was specifically made for that. Dreamin' a Dream by the Crown Heights Affair. That was a disco record that made it onto the charts only because the clubs played it.
Absolutely. I mean, that record
It
was an
a lifestyle.
instrumental.
It's a lifestyle before the music became a genre. You know, I think it was the lifestyle. The lifestyle was, it was a place where, for me in Boston, I was a white kid in Boston who loved urban music, but my friends would beat me up because I'd listen to black radio or I had Temptation records in my collection. I'd take a beating. And I had to hide the fact that I liked black music. And then I went to this club in 1973 called Zelda, walked in, you know, all people like me, and it was all urban music. I said, wow, there's a whole culture of white folks in the Boston area that love this music, and here it is, and we can come here, and nobody's going to bust our balls about it.
Go ahead.
That was what it was about. You know what I mean? It was really, that's how it started. And then, you know, we have black clubs, white clubs, straight clubs in Boston. And then 1976, 77, 78, all of them started to melt together. And all of a sudden, I mean, disco, it realigned the social fabric of this country. I would have never hung out in a gay bar if it weren't for disco. I would have had a black bar if it weren't for disco. And likewise, we all got together under the same roof and had a ball. We had a blast. You know?
And that was a really important thing about the whole dance music movement, especially in the early 70s. It became about the community as well as the music. You went to see your friends at the club. You didn't just go to hear the music. And your friends would be there because
we had our 4 or 5 places. We'd start here, go here, and end up there. We knew where everybody was during the course of the night.
And everybody knew everybody.
And
Absolutely.
we all ended up at the same place after hours to either eat or continue the party.
It was a really special time. And
everybody got laid. A lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. Thanks, Joey. A lot. A lot. That's a good, a lot. We should make a lot. But there's something I just thought of. I'm getting a little bit tired, but you know how it is, the 4 o'clock. But yeah, coffee or nap. I think coffee. So but that was real important to me. That feeling, and the whole thing about the social implications of the whole dance music movement, because people came on Saturday night to dance because they were so frustrated sometimes during the week, so frustrated by what was happening in the world, and especially the whole civil rights movement was really happening when I started playing in '71. A lot of the records were about civil rights. Like I don't know if you remember Brenda. Brenda and the Tabulations, Little Bit of Love. I mean, that spoke, even as late as Love Epidemic, that spoke right to the heart of
La La the Peace Song by O.C. Smith. I mean, we could go on and on.
La La Peace Song by O.C. Smith. The whole What's Going On album.
Yes.
Just over and over, everything was speaking to us, saying, we gotta stick together. We gotta have love for each other. And then when we're together, they'll see the change is happening. And then the law will change.
Then we got our own record, There for the Grace of God Go I. That was ours. That was the disco record. That was ours.
And that was by Machine. Basically a rock group, right?
Yep.
But for the Grace of God Go I was one of the biggest club hits ever.
Good. Oh my goodness. Machine. That intro, that slow intro.
Yeah. It starts with just a piano. Ding, ding, ding. It was very hard to mix in because of that fucking piano. And anyway, as a matter of fact, they made versions of it where it just started.
They were going to get from the first piano hit. After a while, people knew it was coming. You know?
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to ask you about mixing. I wanted to ask you about mixing again because I know a lot of people who
kind of lose.
Okay. Miley, you're a good girl. Okay, so when you're mixing, right? Yes. Back then, you finally get a little bit of a speed change. My turntables only went 4% in one direction, 3% in the other direction. I used Thorns because Techniques happened to give too much vibration and they would feedback enormously. So I went with Thorns because they were built into a little floating cabinet where the turntable was isolated from the buzzing in the room. And so I didn't have that much play. But what you did, the beats, because it was live drums, the beat would vary just a little bit. So what did you do? How did you mix? You told us you would do a cut. What, are we off the air?
No, the connection's poor for him.
Oh.
You have to just wait for that.
Okay, we'll just wait a second. Maybe Joey's there. Time for a commercial. Here at Nicky Siano Live, we are funded by, yes, my wallet. How wonderful is that? Well, the wallet is fucking empty. Here comes Joey. Once again. Okay, Joey. Hi. Joey, are you there? Joey.
No, he's not there yet. I'm going to call him back.
Okay, don't do that yet. Let's do the commercial. Too late, Nicky. Wanted to do the commercial? Hi, Joey. Sorry, we were just on a commercial, so let me finish up my commercial while you're on the phone. Sorry, Joey. So, Nicky Siano Live is funded by what? My wallet! Oh my God! And the wallet is empty. The show is in trouble of folding. So we're doing a big live broadcast next Wednesday night, and we'll be at Good Room. And guess what? Out the gallery, the loft, and the Paradise Garage and Studio 54. So next Wednesday, you could come to the Good Room for free at 7 p.m. And guess what? Guess what funds all of that? My wallet again. So please, we need some casheroo. Please, I've never used this. GoFundMe.com/Nicky Siano Live. That's GoFundMe.com/Nicky Siano Live. Please give what you can. You can't give through PayPal because PayPal doesn't allow donations unless you're a 501c3. It's a very deep well. Anyway, please trust the site GoFundMe.com/Nicky Siano Live. Please, $1, $2, $5. Anything would help.
Yep.
Really. Thank you from Fabu Man and myself. Okay, Joey. So, can we see Joey again?
Give me a second.
Oh, okay. Fabu Man needs a second. Joey.
Joey, you need to put on
All right.
your camera.
Okay.
Oh, your camera wasn't on,
Hold on a
Joey.
second.
Poor Joey.
Am I there?
He's
Oh,
There you
all right.
go.
he's a little bit slow on the computer, the new computer craze.
No, I mean, no, but I've used it before. Just I lost it. I haven't used it in years, but I'm good now.
Okay.
So,
It sounds like you've been going fine. So anyway, we were talking about, I want to talk about this because it's so important to me. Tempos would vary slightly in the records. So you would have to beat match and you would try your best to beat match. How would you do it with tempos varying like that?
I would drag. I mean, the best example of it is the intro 10% by, double
Changes.
explosion 10%.
It changes. It
That
changes
intro-
BPM right in the middle of the intro.
Yes. So you've got to, the only way to do that is to, match up the first 8 beats, and then drag the following beats so they can
What he
catch it
meant,
up.
what he meant by dragging is that you just press lightly on the turntable, the side of the turntable, or on the mat, so that you can vary the speed just a little bit to match it up while you're listening in the headphone, or the other way, you could push too. So you could drag or you could push the turntable just a little bit to match it up. And a lot of DJs today cannot do that.
I love doing it. I love working for it. That's what it's all about.
That's the art of DJing.
And I do it with 45s.
I know you do, Joey. He
40,
does-
the difference between 45s and 12s is this. It's like sex. On the 12s, you got some foreplay, and then you fuck. The 45s, you just got to fuck. You just got to get it in as quickly as you possibly can.
Right. There's no foreplay on the 45.
There's no foreplay on
There's
45s.
just a lot of fucking. Joey, it's been so wonderful talking to you.
Well, Nicky, thank you so much.
I wish you were
we need to
here,
play together.
but
we need to play together sometime.
I
We
would
need to play together sometime.
I would love to, Joey. I would
I'd
love
love
to.
to.
Okay.
Hey, Joey, one question,
Yes, sir.
man. You heard of the rapper Lil Nas X?
That's a new kid I don't know. My kid knows who he is.
Yeah. Your kid is gonna be singing that for a long time. He's the first
Yeah,
black
no,
country
my
rapper,
kid talked to me
man.
about him.
Oh yeah, old country road or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
that's the
Country
jam.
in
It's
rap.
taking over. It's the #1 song on all the charts, man.
Oh yeah, forever with no radio. Went number one with no radio.
Yeah, with no radio, nothing.
Now
Just-
he's getting radio.
Yeah.
Now he's starting to get played. Now he's
Wow.
getting.
Yeah, now
That's
he's
what happened in
everywhere.
the 70s, is that it would get so high up on the charts, people would be playing it so much that people would be buying it in the stores. It started climbing the charts. And then people in the radio stations would be getting so many requests that they would play it because of the request line was going nuts. And then all of a sudden radios would pick up on it. Love's Theme, 6
Oh, then
months.
that's, then they just, like you said, they started pouring money into disco, into the dance music departments, opening them up everywhere, It was
But
just
but in
crazy.
71, 72, 73,
Oh,
they
74,
were
75,
they were
76.
dragging
Bill-
their feet. I got the door at CBS closed in my face many a week, and they would say, "Come back on Tuesday. It's DJ day, record day. You could pick up." And then I would come to the door, and they'd say, "Not disco DJs," or no, it wasn't even disco. It was not club DJs, and they would slam the door in my face. Radio. It was
Not anymore.
not
Didn't have-
anymore.
70,
Come around
76.
74.
Yeah, from 76 to 85, it still made a difference. Tough
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
It's a
I
different-
started getting records really early. I was lucky. David Rodriguez and I would bang on a lot of doors, but by 73 I was getting pretty much anything I wanted from a record company, and that was good enough for me. When I got Love Is the Message on Christmas, right when they went to Christmas break at CBS, and myself and David Rodriguez were the only two people who had it. Him at the Limelight, not the one on 6th Avenue, and me at the Gallery, and that record, Christmas 1973. Oh my God!
That defines the Gallery. I even knew that. That defined that record. You play that record, you're going back to the Gallery.
That
I know,
was
never going to the Gallery, but doing my homework and knowing and asking where and playing it with people and saying, "This is the Gallery. The first time I heard it was here. The first time I heard it was here. The first time I heard it was here." I said, "Holy shit, that was your theme song, man. God bless you." You
the
picked a good
Gallery.
one.
Thank you. Yeah, they're still playing it. They're
Very much.
still playing it. So what'd you say, Brandon?
7 minutes to go.
Oh, okay. So anyway, Joey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
One last question from the audience.
We got one more
it's
question
a
from
very
the
quick
audience.
question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Marvin is asking, what was the first black dance club in Boston?
The Rhinoceros. John Luongo was the DJ. It was called the Rhinoceros.
The
John Luongo
Rhinoceros,
was the DJ,
Marvin.
and it was awesome.
Wow.
I loved going there. That was a lot of fun.
Oh my God! When I went to the Loft, oh my God, it was just, they showed supposedly the Get Down showed a recreation of the Loft. There was like 70% white people, and there was 30% people of color. Well, no, you're wrong. It was 95% people of color and 5% white people. And I was one of the 5%.
That's how the Rhinoceros was. I was thrilled. I used to get in line. People say, "Are you sure you're at the right spot?"
Yeah.
And I'd say, "I'm going to see John Luongo."
And they would say, "Okay." And John was white, of course, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate this.
Okay, Joey.
I'll see you around the campus, Nicky.
I'll see you on the campus. Thank you,
Okay,
Joey.
All right,
God
Joey.
bless,
Nice
man.
to meet you, man.
Have a good one.
You too.
So how are you, Craig? How you
I'm
doing?
good, man. Just working, grooving, moving, shaking, baking.
So what's your regular job? Would you say what it is? or-
Yeah, man. I work at the United States Post Office, but I'm in the office, literally.
My friend Lenny got his job at the post office years and years and years ago, and he's about to retire at 55
That's the move.
from the post office.
That's the move. That's what I'm gonna do.
That is a great
Yeah.
move. I mean,
Yeah,
that is to have that pension and then have Social Security come in at 65. That's a little bit of an income.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Well, how long you been working at the post office?
Since '94, man. 25 years.
25. You're already there. Is it 30 early
Yeah,
retirement?
Yeah.
It's 30 years.
I'm out in 30. 5 more years, I'm gone. Yeah.
I have your number, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I love
man.
people with a big paycheck.
Sorry about Earl.
What? Earl Young? Oh.
Also got to start in the mail office too.
Oh, what? Earl was working in the mailroom at Salso.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for a while, Earl Young, who was the drummer for MFSB and South Soul Orchestra, he was on the cruise with us.
Okay.
Put up that picture of Earl. This is a picture of me, of course, and this was taken in Philly
It's
when
on your drive. I won't have access to that one.
Okay, sorry, people. Oh, I put it in there, didn't I?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, people. But anyway, I went to see him when they were inducted into the Philly Hall of Fame, and it was Earl. And Earl was drumming for MFSB and part of the Tramps, and he was just no money to fill in the blanks in some years, and he would work the mailroom at South Soul Records. It was sad but true, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
been
post
good.
office is it's a good job.
It's been good to me. I've been traveling and singing and working at the post office all the last 20 years, traveling the world. And
you're still only 35.
well, thank you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, thank you so much.
I know.
It feels like that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm 35.
You know what
Yeah.
I wanted to do one week, and there's so many nuts and bolts to it, but I really want to get you to sing a tune for us, and we're gonna make it correctly, and we want to, just make it right. But
Yeah.
I really would love for you to sing a tune here. But you know what it has to be? It has to be an original.
Okay.
So if you have an original, I have one,
Okay.
and I'm writing it just for you.
Okay. Okay.
But
And-
I was writing it for two people, you and she called me on the phone. I forget her name. One of the gospel choir people.
Okay.
But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to Nicky Siano Live. Please go to GoFundMe.com/Nicky Siano Live and give whatever you can. Please.
Please, y'all.
Okay. Good night.
Peace out.
Bye-bye. Ow. And here's Craig singing a little bit. Singing us out, baby. Get ready.
for Nicky Siano.
We're getting there. Okay. We're getting a little overdub. Goodbye, guys. Beautiful. He even knows it. We all? No, we're still on. Bye, guys.